Yeah, I didn't think I would be doing another video. And yes, I cut my hair. I'm not sorry. Devastating, isn't it? So I never broke down about it all, because honestly I expected something like this to happen, because I've been experiencing, I'm just getting used to disappointment at this point. Just getting used to being disappointed. And I was sad, like everybody else, I'm sure. But I knew something was up. I knew either we had it all wrong, either we were just really all deceived into the wrong timelines or miscalculating. And I suspected it was miscalculation. I At first I thought maybe deception, but miscalculation meant more sense to me than anything, considering man is imperfect and we make mistakes. And yeah. So I remember it was the 25th, September 25th, the next day after it all passed, and I was working. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was during work. I was in the middle of work, and I just went on YouTube randomly just so I could. I think I wanted to listen to music or watch some video while I was in the background while I was working, and um, it was a video by Bro Scott that popped up. That the title was "Joshua is Still Right," and I saw that title and I was like, "Yeah, right, whatever. How could that be possible at this point?" And I'm like, I knew if somebody's putting a title out there like that, they've got something to say, because it makes no sense at this point. So I was like, okay, what are you saying, God? So I watched the video just for the heck of it, because I thought it was at least going to give me a laugh, if anything. But I knew there's something promising that the video just popped up on my recommended, my homepage. So I watched it, and then I was like, okay, this would make the most sense to me. And that's what I suspected. It was all miscalculations. If Joshua, that woman from South Africa, and thousands of other people around the world, including myself and my family, who have received signs, confirmations that this wasn't just, something to dismiss. And I'm like, well, if these people really were right about these dates, then this would be the only way that this would make sense, is that we're using the wrong calendar. So I shared it with my family that day, and I was like, you have to watch this, because it's like I finally started getting hope again. And so I held on to it, and more and more shortly. Oh, after I watched the video, I was like, well, Joshua's going to be on the Scent Twins tomorrow. I pray he sees this beforehand. I pray God sends this video to him, or something, this information about the Julian calendar to him before he gets on. Sure enough, the next day, I watched his interview with the Scent Twins, and he mentions the exact calendar, the Julian calendar. So he didn't mention what the video was that was sent to him, who that was that broke down the calendar. But my guess is, I'm wondering if it was Bro Scott, because he was the one I heard first from. Wouldn't surprise me if it was him or not. But I'll share that video. And so yeah, I was like, okay, after seeing that, I was like, okay, yeah, if these people really aren't deceived or really heard from God, and this is still going to happen, that's just a confirmation for me then and there. So I really started believing more after that. and days passed, and still hasn't been easy for me, like most people. And I've been being hit with a lot, um, and I've mentioned it in my first video, but I'm sure you, maybe you, or I know just countless other believers right now that they're being attacked like never before right now, or in ways that they haven't in a long time, at least. If you've ever been there before, having attacks that feel like this, that it's like you can't even make it up. You can't explain it. You're like, okay, this is Satan at this point, because what is this, And I so it was last week, Wednesday. My sister, she shared this video with me and my family. We have this messaging system we use where we share all these videos and things that we find that are fascinating, cool, funny, anything of interest. We have this whole chat system we use for sharing things and channels, and um, one of them is dedicated to the topic of rapture. And she shared this video from Joseph Allen. He's another guy who talks about, who actually did a really cool video I'll probably share as well, about the whole Julian calendar, and how it makes sense with actually the full moons that are coming, or the full moon that's coming, the harvest moon. And she shared another video by him that day. And it was a video where he was talking about, I think he said Revelation, I think it's like Revelation revealed Jesus soon. I'll share the video, but he was talking about how he felt like this rapture, this time period that we are in, is similar to the time of Noah. I mean, many people have said this. It's pretty similar in a lot of ways. How it's like we're being prepared for this big flood, this event that's coming. And he said in the video that there are these two rabbits that showed up while he was filming the video, just showed up randomly and were just staring at him, and for no apparent reason just showed up out of nowhere and were just staring. And you're like, they're ready. He's like, they're ready to go. And he's like, be like the bunnies. Get onto the ark, escape while you still can. Be ready. They're ready to go. And that same day, after I got off of work, I forgot about the video. I had to go to the store to grab a few things, and I was feeling really down and stressed because my finances have not been the best at the moment since this whole life chaos I got thrown into in June. Interesting time for it to start, because I realized that I believe this is true. I might be wrong, but somebody mentioned it. I believe Brother Joshua's first interview was in June, and I believe another believer, his name starts with a T. I'm forgetting how to say his name. I'll share something from him as well, but I think he mentioned that this whole God showing him signs about like the Exodus in September and things, he refers to the rapture as the Exodus. He said it started in like June as well for him. It was like weird, how all of a sudden in June, I think when Joshua came onto the scene, it's like all of a sudden, I don't know if it was Joshua that kick-started that, but I didn't even know about Joshua at the time. I was just thrown into chaos in June, and my life was just thrown into chaos, and I couldn't make up what was going on. And I didn't find out about it until August, what I felt was going on. And yeah, I mean, it's not just him. There's other believers. There was this woman too. I think if I can find her video, I'll share it. She had a similar testimony to mine, very similar in how I think it was in June as well for her, that it was either June or July where her life was just like turned upside down in some ways, and I felt it was very impactful. But very similar testimonies for a lot of believers, just being thrown into chaos all of a sudden in June, or just being realizing, being woken up to what's going on right now. Um, and so, yeah. Anyways, I I was leaving for work and I was just feeling down and stressed about money, going shopping, and trying not to think about that. And as soon as I got on the road, it was like not even a minute in or so. Um, there was a huge rainbow in the sky. I mean, huge, like you couldn't miss it. It was just huge all across the sky from where I was getting onto the road. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I mean, that might mean something, but it's the biggest rainbow I've seen in a while. It might mean something, maybe not. I know other people have mentioned rainbows before as, an obvious sign from God because it's the sign of his promise. So it is something from God. It's a message from God, whether you want to accept that or not. It just is, at least from what it means when it first meant. And so I just kind of dismissed that and I kept driving. Got to the store, and the store was like 5 minutes away from my house, so I got there in like 4 minutes or something. And so I park, and kid you not, across the street, there's two rabbits, like just like in the video that I watched, where he said two random rabbits, and these were large rabbits. Like they weren't, he said they were bunnies in his video, but these clearly weren't bunnies. These were like full grown rabbits, and they were just grazing in front of this house that was for rent, in just across the parking lot. And take this in mind. I've only been living in this city where I am now for almost 2 years, just over a year. Well, over a year now, and I this is the first time I've ever seen any random rabbits roaming around in somebody's front yard like that. Stray rabbits, I can imagine. I thought it was very peculiar. I mean, at first I was like, oh my gosh, there's rabbits. And then I thought about it more. I'm like, I've never seen that before. And then I remembered that video I watched the same day, like not even just hours before. And I was like, I felt like after seeing the rainbow and then that, I just felt like God was saying, don't worry. I promise I'm still coming. Like he was like, I promise with the rainbow. And then with the rabbits, I'm still coming. I don't know. Promise of his coming, rainbow promise, and then the rabbits, kind of the rapture, exodus, whatever you want to call it. Both, yeah. I mean, strange coincidences. I don't know. Like, there's just too many at this point. Too many coincidences for me to dismiss. I mean, too many things coming up for me to dismiss it as simply coincidences, if that makes sense. And so that was really cool. And I don't know if anything will happen over the next few days, but I still believe. I'm still convinced. Still convinced. And if nothing happens, I'll still be watching, especially this next coming week after the 13th and the 14th, and even the 12th, I believe, of October. Still, I feel are high watch times. I think it has to do with another calendar, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. I will still be watching this next coming week and this entire month if nothing happens, but I'm convinced this is probably officially going to be my last video and the last time people will hear or see from me, at least online. And I just, I can't explain this supernatural peace that I have, because I just found out something that if I didn't know about everything that's going on right now, I'd probably be losing my over it. I don't know what I'm going to do if Jesus doesn't come for me and his church. I don't, because of something that's just happened in my life. I've been praying hard for God to help me not to, because I know this is from Satan. I know that Satan is literally doing everything he can to, literally everything he can to make me depressed and stressed out and anxious and feel hopeless. Like there's just no hope, and feel like I don't know what else to do. I Obviously that's not the truth. Like I know that if there's no easy way out of this, that I have somewhere to go if things would not go to plan, and if God does not return immediately. But I mean, if he doesn't come back this month, then yeah, if things go sideways, I trust I'll have somewhere to go. But maybe you're in the same boat as me, where you've gotten to a point where stuff that's happened in your life now, you're just like, God, I don't know what else to do if you don't come. I don't know how you're gonna pull through unless like somebody supernaturally shows up and is like, here, here's whatever you need to take care of this. Here's the answer. Don't worry. Like this, God's going to work it out, and he still can, if he's going to tarry. But and I mean, yeah, that's why I can't explain why right now, when I should be losing, like just completely just losing it, I'm at peace. I trust, and I know it's God, because I asked him. I said, I don't know how I'm going to do this without you, God. You're asking me not to be down, not to be stressed, not to be sad and worried and despair. You're saying for me not to. You're saying for me just to trust, just to draw close to you, to not focus on these things, because they are going to pass away. They're going to pass away in the fire, is what he told me yesterday. He said, don't even focus on those things anymore. They are going to pass. They're going to pass away in the fire. Yesterday, he said that it's all about to change, is what he said. And he said it loud. Like he came to me. First, it was gentle, but then it was like, once he had my attention, he was like, okay, I want to tell you something. And he was repeating it, like just repeating it. So I knew it was like, okay, he's trying to get this message into me. So I know like he's talking to me. And he was saying, it's all about to change. It's all about to change. And he was saying too, yeah, it was like what he said to me in 2018, or right just before COVID hit. Yeah, when he came to me the first time, he really warned me about something like that and said things are about to change. And again, he was doing that. I said it. I think I mentioned it in my both my videos, first or second video. But how God was he keeps coming back and saying something is about to happen, and it's going to change everything. And it's different this time. Before a lot of times he was saying something is going to happen, something is about to change, or yeah, something's about to happen, and and things are going to change. But now he's saying it's all about to change. That was a different message that he gave me yesterday that was different than before. He said it's all about to change. And so, yeah, after I heard the news, it wasn't yesterday, it was a few days ago, after I heard this news that should have shattered me. I had amazingly peace. I was like, well, I'm not going to worry about it because it's all going to, everything's about to change and it won't even matter. And I won't be here. I won't be here to worry about it or to take care of it. And there's nothing that I personally could do anyway to change, like, to fix it. I would need help from some other person, resource. I would need help some other way because there's nothing that I could do to get out of it. So if it's in your heart, I ask anybody who's watching this to pray for me, that I will hold fast to that peace that God has given me, no matter what happens to us. And that I will, I don't want to lose that peace. Not, especially if I'm believing that things will happen as I feel they will, but if nothing does, then I pray that I will keep that peace, to trust God that no matter what happens, that it's going to be handled, that He's going to, that He has me, that He'll provide for me like He always has. And even if He doesn't, I know where I'm going, and I trust Him. And I'm choosing to not put energy in that. Like, there was another guy, I watched a video of his that my dad shared a couple days ago, and his testimony was very much like, very, very relatable, very powerful. I mean, like, it hits home, and it was very similar to my dad's own kind of testimony. And I think I'll share it too. But he was talking about how the stuff that's in his life right now that's weighing him down, his responsibilities and things, he's like, I'm choosing not, I'm just letting it go, because if I put energy into that, if I choose to focus on that, then it just brings me down, it just weighs me down. And we're not supposed to be weighed down right now. I mean, if God's really coming back, then we're supposed to be like, just we're supposed to be just flipping out. Like my dad described it a few nights ago. He was like, what bride wouldn't be just completely flipping out over, her wedding, the time of her wedding approaching, just completely flipping out with excitement. And that's how we're supposed to be right now with this news that we have, knowing that it's so close, that, we are going to be married to, united with our King, with our Father. And so since God's been telling me to just not focus on those things that are going to pass, to not focus on what's confusing me, what doesn't make sense to me right now, to recognize that they are demonic attacks, that these are straight up demonic attacks from the enemy, because he wants us in a state that's not ready. He wants us focused on what's not important, and to think, to just not be in the place that many of us were, I think, in September. He wants us to not be there again and to never be there. And so that's why I know why all this is happening in my life right now. And I mean, I can't explain it otherwise. So that's what I'm doing now, is like I'm thanking God for the peace that He's given me and the joy now to focus and be excited about His coming, to focus on that, to prepare myself to be in a place that's waiting and ready, like I was in September. Ready and waiting and expecting, hopefully, for knowing that His promise will be fulfilled. God's timing is not our timing, it's not our own. And I remind myself of that, especially when things don't happen as we think they're supposed to, or think we know they're supposed to happen. His timing's not our own. So I'm doing my best to be joyful and to fill myself up with love, which has been the hardest thing for me. I would say the past few months. I went through such heartbreak. Started in July, and something I realized recently was when I was 19, I think. 19, I believe, 19 or 20. I think I was 19. I went through like my first real kind of heartbreak, and looking back on it, it was so minor in comparison to what I'm going through now. But it was the first time I had ever really gone through something like that. And I remember God came to me in the middle of it all, me trying to make sense of it. And I was praying and meditating, asking God, like, where did I go wrong? What's going on with this? And I remember He said, you are about to go through heartbreak like you never have before. And I was like, at the time, I was like, am I really hearing this right? Because I'm just going through a heartbreak right now. You're telling me that I'm going to go through even more heartache than this, and I'm about to? What are you talking about? And, given the realization now, I mean, I forgot about it because this was like years ago, back in like 2019 or so, or 2020, something like that. A couple years ago. I forgot about that. And then I remembered after all this time, after I have been going through the heartbreak that I have, that what He told me. And because there's no time in heaven and a day is like 1,000 years to God, yeah, to Him it was like, oh, you think this is bad? Just wait. You're literally, I mean, for me, you're literally about to go through something even worse. And so He really was speaking to me at that time. And I believe so many other times when I doubted that He was really talking to me. And now looking back at all these different times that I received something from Him, I believe that it was truly from Him. So that's been the hardest thing, I would say, for me, is He's been telling me to fill myself up with love, fill my heart back up with love, and not do what I am so used to doing and what is normal and natural, and that's to despair, become bitter, become resentful, become jaded, become cold, become unforgiving sometimes, become angry, and closed off from the world. And I was beginning to be that way. I was trying so hard not to be, but it's almost impossible, especially after going through what I have. And so I've been focusing on filling myself back up with love and not getting pulled back into the despair. There's a song that I think I will share. I wasn't sure about sharing it at first, but I feel like I should, because I listened to it a few days ago, and I haven't been listening. There's this playlist I created with some songs specifically about this one person, and I haven't listened to those songs really since for a while. I mean, for months since kind of things started happening. And something just kind of clicked in me, and I just felt like listening to the playlist. Started going through it again. And I used to listen to this song and think about another person, but now I just listen to it, and it's such a pure song that now I just think it sounds like a song that honestly you would hear at a wedding. One of those songs, like a song that somebody would play when the bride is walking down the aisle, or during the reception, when they're slow dancing. I don't know. It's just one of those songs that is very intimate and vulnerable and pure, just pure. And when I heard that song, I was like, if I ever did get married, I'd probably this song would probably play at my wedding. But now I listen to it, and since I'm not going to be, I believe I'm not going to be physically married here. I believe my true marriage is going to be with Christ very soon. And so now all I can think about when I listen to this song is the wedding that I'm going to be going to with my king very soon. And I don't know if it might feel weird if some of you listen to it, but it doesn't feel weird to me, because even though it's not like a Christian song, it's like a secular song, really. So I mean, it could be talking about love. It could be talking about, I mean, all types of different love, really. Platonic, not just sexual or romantic love. I mean, honestly, I think you can listen to it and take it in different ways, different forms of love. So that's why I feel like it's still appropriate if you were to listen to it and think about it in that way. To me, it feels right. Like, now that I listen to it, that's what I think about. And it fills me up with that love again. That love for not only myself, but others, and just Jesus. The love that I've had for him since I was very young. I look forward to being his bride till the very end. Actually, for eternity. That's what I look forward to more than anything.